You know, it's funny how sometimes the most profound lessons, the ones that really stick with you, don't come from some dense, complicated book. They come from simple stories. And today, we're going to dive into one of those exact tales, a powerful story that really makes you question who you think you are. But first, let me ask you something. What is the one thing that you feel like you have total control over, but you couldn't possibly give away? I mean, really, think about it. Is it your stuff, your body, or is it something deeper? Just hang on to that thought because it's right at the center of where we're headed. All right, so let's set the scene. Our story features two incredible people. King Janaka, who is this really powerful and wise ruler, and his spiritual teacher, the guru Astavakra. Now, Janaka wasn't just any king. He was also a super devoted student, always looking for a deeper understanding of things and wanting to show his gratitude to his teacher. So one day, Janaka is just filled with this overwhelming feeling of devotion. And he decides he needs to give his guru the most valuable thing he could ever possibly offer. He wanted to make a statement, a gesture so huge it would perfectly show just how much respect he had. And so he makes this incredible proclamation. He says, "I offer you my entire kingdom." Just wow. Take a second to really picture that. All the land, all the money, the palaces, the people, the whole shebang. He just offers it up, completely free and clear. I mean, we're talking about a gift of almost unimaginable value. But the guru's reaction? Well, it was not what anyone expected.
See, Ashtavakra, being a true spiritual master, had absolutely zero interest in worldly power or riches. He saw right past the kingdom, to the intention behind it, and he saw a perfect teaching moment just waiting to happen.
So instead of saying yes or no, he asks this simple but incredibly sharp question. He looks at the king and says, "With what did you decide to make this offer?" And with that one question, the whole conversation shifts away from the external thing, the kingdom, and right into the king's own inner world. King Janaka, being a pretty straightforward guy, just gives the honest, obvious answer. With my mind. I mean, of course, right? Where else do decisions come from? But with that simple little reply, he completely unknowingly just handed his guru the key to everything. And this is the brilliant part. The guru says, "I don't want the kingdom. Give me the mind with which you offer it." Think about that. He wasn't interested in the product of the mind's decision. He wanted the factory itself. He was asking for the very source of Janaka's thoughts, his willpower, his entire sense of self. What a strange and totally profound request. Now, most of us probably would have paused there, right? We'd be confused, maybe a little suspicious. But Janaka's faith was just on another level. He didn't question it. He didn't try to figure it out. He just surrendered. He said, "Very well, I have given you my mind." And just like that, the deal was done. Or was. Because here's the thing about a gift like that. You can't just give it with words. It has to be proven. And the real test of Janaka's surrender was about to happen in the very next moment, turning a totally normal everyday action into this huge spiritual choice. So after a few moments just sitting there in silence, King Janaka starts to stand up. It's just an automatic impulse, something we all do 1,000 times a day without even thinking about it. An ordinary, thoughtless action. Except, it was an action that didn't belong to him anymore. And bam, the guru stops him instantly. "Why are you getting up, Janaka? The mind that decides to rise is now mine." And right there, in that moment, the trap is sprung. The king is caught. If he stands up, he's using the very thing he just gave away. He'd be taking back his gift. What's amazing is Janaka's reaction. He didn't argue. He didn't get flustered. He instantly understood the truth of what the guru was saying, and he sat right back down. In that simple act of just sitting, he proved that his surrender was real. It was total. He was no longer in charge. When the guru saw this, saw that the king truly got it, he was pleased. Janaka had passed the test. Big time. And as a reward for this incredible act of surrender, Astavakra gave him a new title, a new way of being that perfectly described his inner freedom. He declared him Videhi. Now, the word literally means something like disembodied or without a body, but the real meaning is so much deeper. It describes a state of consciousness that's no longer a prisoner to the body or, even more importantly, to the mind's endless stream of commands, wants, and automatic reactions.
So, what does it actually feel like to be in this state of Videhi? Well, for one, it means you become the silent observer of your own mind, instead of getting swept away by every little thought and feeling. You're free from what you might call the tyranny of impulse. You just kind of exist as this pure awareness. And your actions, they stop being automatic reactions and start becoming conscious, deliberate choices. You can have a thought, but the thought doesn't have you.
All right, so what's the big takeaway for us? Right here, right now. This isn't just some cool old story. It's actually a powerful blueprint for a different kind of freedom. Not the freedom to do whatever you want, but the freedom from the part of you that's always wanting in the first place. Let's just break down the journey Janaka took. It starts with step 1, the intention to offer up the external world, his kingdom. But the real game changer is step 2, the realization that the mind is the true source of all his actions and attachments. Step 3, the commitment, is the hardest part, surrendering that source itself. And the result? Step 4, liberation, true freedom from the mind.
So if you boil it all down, you get to this absolutely crucial point. We spend so much of our lives trying to get free by getting more stuff, more money, more power, better relationships. But this story tells us that real freedom has nothing to do with what you possess. It has everything to do with what possesses you, your thoughts, your impulses, your own restless mind. And that leaves us with one last massive question to just sit with for a while. We identify so much with our thoughts, right? With that little voice in our heads. But if you could, like Janaka, give that mind away and still be there to witness it, then who are you really? What is that awareness that's left behind? Now that is a thought worth thinking about.